Do you know why people are wary of the transgender movement? It's because Rachel Levine, the health minister, or whatever she is in the government, telling people that children need hormones, they need castration, they need mastectomies before they're 18 years old. The new resurgence of homophobia, so to speak, is not because of gay guys like me who love to dress up and put on a wig and some lip gloss. By the way, I put on my lip gloss, right? Anyway, so it's ridiculous. Leave the children alone. I'm an adult consenting gay guy who loves to dress up. I do not feel a need to indoctrinate children in libraries or schools.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a story that has a whole lot of irony, but a story that I think that everybody should care about, okay? Especially people in the LGBTQ community, okay? And the reason why is because this type of stuff should be called out, okay? It should be called out for what it is. And as long as it's being ignored and people are trying to sidestep the conversation about the disturbing things that we're saying, that it's coming from these teachers in this country, the more they're going to be unfairly smeared with a term that they should not be smeared with, okay? But again, you got to step up, right, and call it out for what it is in order to address the problem. And this story that we got to talk about here today is about a Michigan school employee, Mr. Eric Rodman, whom infamously taunted and mocked parents for their values as he lobbied the school board to push a curriculum that would include teachers talking to kids about their sexual orientation and gender identity, right? Something that I think most parents in this country vehemently disagree with. And now that teacher has been arrested for the worst possible reason. And I want to talk about that. But before I get into that, because this is a controversial video topic, I have to pay the bills and we have to have a word from our sponsor, Bastyon.com. I have been looking for a free speech platform that is kind of disconnected from our traditional internet infrastructure. And that is why today I want to introduce to you guys a platform that I have partnered with that provides a decentralized social media experience, a censorship-free social media experience that is built on blockchain called Bastyon. I am now on Bastyon because not only do I not want to be censored, I also don't want corporate America tracking my every move online, okay, and what I post, because they're trying to build a personal profile of you for nefarious purposes, okay? So again, the answer to that is open source decentralized social media, and that is Bastyon.com, a non-corporate cross between Twitter and YouTube built on the Bitcoin code. It doesn't require any personal data to sign up, and it runs on users' computers with open source code. So I've been using Bastyon. Basically, it's like my platform that I use that is more decentralized, that is different from other traditional platforms like, you know, YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Twitter. That is what Bastyon is for me, right? It is a decentralized social media platform that I can have, again, just in case the big tech censors decide to go after some of these other platforms or go after me. And in my experience using Bastyon thus far, I found other content creators on the platform who you guys may know or recognize. And it kind of feels like a cross between YouTube and Twitter. That's what it feels like. It feels like YouTube and Twitter had a baby, right? That's what it feels like. So that being said, again, it doesn't require any personal data to sign up. So you can comment on Bastyon freely because your identity is protected. You can use the link below on the video to get the app and follow me there. Bastyon developers also say that everyone who comments under my videos on Bastyon will get a gift of 2 Pocketcoin. That is an external token of Bastyon. Get the link below, sign up, and follow me there. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this video from this Michigan school employee whom mocked parents because they don't want their kids to be talking with their teachers about sexual orientation and gender identity. Take a look.
I'm a resident county taxpayer, vaccinated and functioning, graduate of this high school class of 1999, proud member of the LGBTQIA community, and an employee of Mount Pleasant Public Schools. Thank you. I really cannot speak any more eloquently than the people who have spoken before me tonight, but what I can say is that for the last 5 years, I have had the profound privilege of working with your students, with your students, with your students. And I can tell you this, they are hungry for knowledge. They are so hungry for knowledge that despite your words, your wishes, your values, they will learn on their own. So many of your children are hurting, questioning, struggling in this world that we have created. They are simultaneously being taught to celebrate and to hate who they are. I can't deny that. Every day. Ultimately, they will become who they will become with or without us. Give them the chance, the grace, and the support to embrace their own learning. They're going to do it anyway. No matter what you say or do, no matter how many candles you light, no matter how many rallies you hold. With liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, so that guy was arrested in a sting operation in which him and some other creepy guys, right, were trying to meet up with children for activities that I really don't need to go into details on, okay? Again, the irony here is just absolutely insane, right? And this is, again, what the problem is, right? Yes, we have people who are straight who do stuff like that as well, too. Okay, that do those type of activities. And that is something that we speak up against, right? That is something that we call out, okay? But again, the issue here is that when you have people in this country that want to have conversations with kids about topics that, again, most people in society agree is just not appropriate to be talking with kids about, that signals that something may be up with that person. Now, again, a vast majority of these teachers, who knows, maybe they just, want to feel more included, right? They want to feel more included. They have this issue going on where they feel like their lifestyle is not accepted by society. So they'd be like, oh, you know what? I got to talk to kids about it, right? And I want the next generation of kids to be more inclusive of my lifestyle, right? To be more accepting and understanding. I'm sure that that's a vast majority of the teachers who, are, gung-ho about talking to kids about this type of stuff. However, there is a subsection of those teachers, right, that talk to kids about this stuff that signals that there's something else going on, right? There's something else going on that they're into that we have to be wary of. And this is why you can't have teachers talking to kids about this stuff. Because any teacher or any person, public school employee or whatever, that is so passionate about talking to kids about sex and gender identity, yeah, you should question that person, right? You should question their motives. Again, like I said, a vast majority of these people probably, again, they see it as civil rights and social justice, which is not, but also a good amount of them, again, they got some issues going on, right? They got some issues going on that suggest they shouldn't be around children, right? Because I would feel creeped out, again, even as a straight person, talking to kids about straight things, right? Straight orientation or anything like that. I would feel very, very, very uncomfortable with it because, again, these are children and these are not topics that are appropriate for them, and the rest of society has agreed on that. But for whatever reason, when it comes to, the whole LGBTQ thing, it's not, it's a social justice thing, right? In which at that point, because it's social justice, it now becomes appropriate according to them, when it's like, no, it's not appropriate. It's actually the exact same thing, okay? Again, these are the people that say that they want to be treated equally, right? So if you want to be treated equally, as a society, we've agreed that, we shouldn't be talking to kids about straight orientation, right? Or things about straight sexuality or whatever, right? We've agreed on that, okay? So why should we make a special exemption for, other types of sexualities? Why should we make an exemption for it? If you want to be treated equal, you should agree that, no, that's inappropriate as well, too, because talking about sexuality with kids is just inappropriate in general, regardless of if it's straight or not. right? Just like we all agree that you shouldn't be taking kids to strip clubs, right? Where you have women that are stripping in front of them. So with that being said, why is it okay to take kids to drag shows where you have men that want to be women or that are dressed like women, stripping in front of kids, right? Again, just because it's LGBTQ doesn't make it okay, right? Just because you think that it's social justice and civil rights doesn't make it okay. Because again, if you want to be treated equally, if you want to be put on the same playing field as traditional norms in society, then when it comes to, you know, what topics are appropriate to discuss with children or what's appropriate to expose children to, sexuality is sexuality, right? So stripping is stripping. So again, you can't get these special rights and privileges if you truly want to be treated equal, okay? Regardless of whether or not you think it's for civil rights. And that's why it's so important that you have a lot of these groups out here, these LGBTQ groups that are standing up to this stuff, that are saying that we don't support this and that this is not right, right? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.